In 1963, a best-selling book unveiled a secret that has since empowered millions across the globe. Yet almost everyone skipped over its most crucial chapter, the precise method for commanding your subconscious mind. Joseph Murphy safeguarded this key, and it has little to do with the mainstream techniques you see today. I am here to reveal it to you. What if you were to discover that your entire life today, every struggle, every sense of lack, every delayed dream, is merely a faithful reflection of what your subconscious mind accepts as true about you? And what if I told you that what truly separates you from abundance, freedom, and wealth isn't bad luck, a lack of time, or the external world, but a single belief your subconscious clings to? Joseph Murphy taught that the subconscious is like a perfect servant. It obeys without question. It doesn't argue, evaluate, or doubt. It simply creates, manifests, and materializes whatever you impress upon it with conviction. However, there's a detail that has been widely missed. The subconscious responds not to words, but to the internal state behind them. You can repeat "I am wealthy" 1,000 times, but if deep down, in the quietness of your being, you still feel unworthy, that it's difficult, or that life is scarce, then that is the command it will follow. This is where the secret, misunderstood by many of Murphy's readers, lies. He wasn't just talking about repeating positive phrases, he was talking about living in the feeling of already having what you desire. It's about making your subconscious believe, feel, and react as if wealth were already your present reality. This is what he called scientific prayer, the perfect fusion of emotion, faith, and mental imagery. Imagine for a moment that your subconscious is an invisible mirror. Everything you project onto it, every deeply felt thought, every repeated emotion, is reflected back to you in the concrete forms of people, circumstances, and opportunities. If you don't like the reflection, there is no point in trying to break the mirror. You must change what you are projecting, and that is what this is all about, changing the projection, not through forceful effort, but through conscious awareness. It's about conditioning your subconscious to believe so profoundly that you are wealthy that the universe has no choice but to align with your new vibration. But before I unveil the exact technique that Joseph Murphy left hidden between the lines of his books, a technique he claimed could transform any destiny, I want you to do something simple. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to believe that there is more than what you see, more than what you were taught to accept, because there is. You are on the verge of discovering what it truly means to manifest. What Murphy taught wasn't about asking, it was about becoming. It isn't about wanting, it's about living now, in this moment, the sensation of already having. The subconscious mind does not understand the future, it only comprehends the now. And whatever it accepts as true now, it makes into a fact tomorrow. So, if you are here, it is no accident. A part of you, the deepest part that already knows the truth, has led you to this moment to remember who you are, to remember that abundance is your natural state, and that scarcity was just an illusion you unknowingly inherited. If you wish to learn how to use the power of the subconscious in the way Murphy truly intended, practically, powerfully, and with proven results, there is something that can help you start today. In the first pinned comment, I've left a special link with content that will guide you step by step to reprogram your mind and begin manifesting instantly. Click on it as soon as you finish this video and see for yourself. Now, stay with me until the end, because the final revelation I will share is the most powerful of all. When you grasp its meaning, you will realize you never have to struggle, force, or despair to attract what you desire ever again. The universe will begin to work for you effortlessly. All you need to do is remain with me until the conclusion, for that is where the true code will be revealed, the one that makes your subconscious believe, once and for all, that you are wealthy, prosperous, and limitless. And as the video continues, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, not just to strengthen this energy of expansion, but because every new video is another opportunity to awaken the power that has always been within you. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine, what would your life be like if your subconscious truly believed you were already rich? Not just in money, but in love, freedom, confidence, and purpose. Breathe that image in, feel it, because that is exactly where it all begins. In the next moment, you will understand how to transform this feeling into a magnetic force capable of completely changing the course of your life. The subconscious is the invisible soil where all the seeds of your life either flourish or wither. It is where the images that define what you attract, what you repel, what multiplies and what slips through your fingers are stored. And Joseph Murphy said that this soil is never empty, it is always being planted. If you do not consciously plant what you desire, it will continue to germinate the seeds of fear, limitation, and scarcity that the world has taught you to believe. The truth is, no one taught you how to use the greatest power that exists, the power to direct your subconscious mind. From a young age, you were programmed to view life through a lens of lack, hearing that money is hard to come by, that not everyone can make it, that it takes immense effort to succeed. Without realizing it, you accepted these phrases as absolute truths. The subconscious, like a faithful servant, simply obeyed. It recorded every word, every associated emotion, and turned it into your reality. Murphy often repeated, "The conscious mind is the gardener. The subconscious is the garden." And the garden doesn't question what you plant, it simply grows it. This means that what you feel while you think is what you are planting. If you think of prosperity but feel fear, it is fear that will sprout. If you imagine wealth but feel small, it is smallness that will blossom. Therefore, the secret isn't in saying you are rich, but in making your subconscious feel that you are. And feeling is something deep, vibrant, almost silent. It is born in the body, not in words. When you feel you already have something, the subconscious understands it as real and begins to create pathways to manifest exactly that. The great mistake most people make is trying to change their lives through external effort, failing to see that the cause lies within. Murphy stated, "Every person's life is a mirror of their inner thought." You can change your job, your city, your strategy, but if your subconscious remains tethered to the vibration of scarcity, everything eventually reverts to how it was. Money slips away, opportunities vanish, and you're left wondering, why does everything seem to repeat itself? The answer lies in a simple truth. You never experience what you want, you experience what you believe you are. And believing is not thinking, it is feeling. This is why, when you try to affirm something that contradicts your internal vibration, the subconscious rejects it. It does not obey contradiction. It only manifests what it recognizes as coherent with your inner identity. Therefore, if you want your subconscious to believe you are rich, you must start feeling how a rich person feels. This isn't about pretending, it's about vibrating. Murphy taught that every answered prayer is the result of a felt conviction. Feeling is the bridge that connects the invisible to the visible. Start by observing how you react when you talk about money. When you see someone who is prosperous, what is the first thought that arises? Is it admiration or a slight sense of discomfort? How you react to the prosperity of others reveals what your subconscious believes about your own capacity to be prosperous. If there is resistance, there is a block. The good news is that every block can be reprogrammed. The subconscious is malleable, like clay that responds to the temperature of emotion. The more intense the emotion, the deeper the impression. This is why painful experiences, humiliations, and financial fears become so deeply ingrained. They were felt with great force. But the same principle that records pain also records power. You can imprint new truths as long as you feel them profoundly. Murphy suggested something that seems simple at first glance but is monumental: emotionalized imagination. He said, "The secret lies in closing your eyes and creating a scene within you that represents the desired end result, and living that scene as if it were happening now." Imagine, for instance, that you've just received wonderful news. A business deal succeeded, the money came through, a debt was cleared, an opportunity opened up. The form doesn't matter, only the feeling. See yourself smiling, breathing a sigh of relief, grateful, fulfilled. Feel your body relax, your heart expand. Now here is the crucial point. Repeat this state not just once, but every day, until it becomes familiar. The subconscious recognizes as real whatever is familiar. When something becomes emotionally familiar, it understands this is true. And when the subconscious believes it is true, the universe rearranges everything to confirm that belief. Have you ever noticed how, when you believe something bad will happen, everything seems to cooperate with that outcome? It is the same principle. Only now you are applying it for good. The belief molds your energy field, and the energy field molds physical reality. Murphy called this the law of inner correspondence. The outer world merely corresponds to the inner world. Money, abundance, opportunities, none of it comes from the outside. It emerges from within, as a reflection of the vibrational state you maintain. This is why he warned, do not try to change the world. Change your consciousness about the world. When you change your inner feeling, the universe changes the external scenery to match it. But there is a detail many overlook. It's not just about feeling wealthy, but about identifying with wealth. As long as you see yourself as someone trying to be rich, you reinforce the idea that you are not rich yet. And the subconscious creates exactly what you believe you are, someone who is trying. Therefore, stop trying and start being. How? The answer is simple and powerful. Enter the state. To enter the state is to live now as if your desire were already a fact. It is to wake up in the morning with the gratitude of one who already has, not the anxiety of one who is waiting. It is to feel worthy, comfortable, and confident. It's walking differently, thinking differently, breathing differently. Because that is how the frequency of abundance vibrates, in peace, not in pursuit. Murphy said that imagination allied with faith is the secret of all accomplishments. And faith here is not religious belief, it is emotional conviction. It is certainty without proof. It is knowing before seeing. When you reach this state, the subconscious begins to attract people, situations, and ideas that match your new vibration. You may notice this in small signs, chance encounters, sudden ideas, synchronicities that seem like coincidences but are not. It is the invisible field responding to the new programming. What's most fascinating is that you don't have to struggle. The conscious mind struggles, the subconscious creates. Thus, the more mental effort you exert to attract, the more resistance you generate. Creation is gentle. It happens when you feel that you already are, not when you try to be. So the practice is this: create the inner state and maintain it, not out of obligation, but out of pleasure. Pleasure is the language of abundance, and if at any moment doubt arises, and it will, remember something Murphy wrote: faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you feel fear, do not fight it. Observe it, thank it, and return to the image of your ideal state. Because every time you return, the subconscious adjusts a little more, and over time, something shifts. You start to see money flowing in unexpected ways. People begin to notice you differently. Opportunities seem to seek you out, and when that happens, you will understand it wasn't luck. It was you. It was your subconscious, finally convinced that you are rich. And this is where the final revelation comes in, the one that changes everything. The subconscious doesn't just create wealth when it believes you are rich. It creates wealth when it believes you are the source. Murphy said that true prosperity isn't about accumulating. It's about recognizing yourself as a channel. Money doesn't come from outside. It flows through you. When you see yourself as the source, the flow never stops. Fear vanishes, scarcity disappears, and you realize that the more you give, the more you have, because the subconscious understands that the channel must remain open. This is the key that almost everyone has overlooked. It is not enough to affirm that you are rich. You must feel yourself to be the creator of wealth. The vibration of abundance is expansive, not retentive. That is why, from this day forward, whenever you look at something you desire, say silently to yourself, "This is already mine, because I am the source," and see what happens. Before we continue, remember to access the link in the first pinned comment. There I have left something that will help you solidify this new state, a guide that will lead you to experience this transformation in a practical, daily, and profound way. Click it as soon as this video ends and prepare to notice the changes beginning today. Because when you change within, the entire universe bends to accompany you. Now, take a deep breath, feel the silence for a few seconds, and realize the vibration of abundance is already within you. It always has been. You just need to remember. It all starts when you finally understand that it is not what the world shows you that determines who you are, but what you believe yourself to be that determines what the world shows you. This is the turning point that Joseph Murphy wanted the world to grasp, the invisible boundary between living in reaction and living in creation. Have you ever noticed how most people spend their lives trying to change the exterior? They try to earn more, get more, prove more, achieve more, and even when they succeed, something inside them remains the same. The anxiety doesn't go away. The feeling of lack persists. That's because true change never happens on the outside. It is born within, silently, when the subconscious changes its direction. Murphy said that the subconscious is the creative power that shapes all human experience. In other words, what you are on the inside is what the world gives back to you. That is why, when you change what you feel, the universe reorganizes itself. People change their attitudes, paths open up, doors unlock. What seemed impossible simply happens. But there is a truth many do not want to face. As long as you see yourself as someone trying to manifest, you are vibrating in scarcity. It is the feeling of lack disguised as faith. It is the "I want" that in essence means "I do not yet have." The secret is different. You must start living in the "I am." I am rich. I am prosperous. I am the source. Not as an empty mantra, but as a vibrational declaration. It is when this truth ceases to be just a phrase and becomes an inner state that manifestation begins. Murphy said that imagination is the gateway to the invisible, and what you imagine with emotion and faith, the universe takes as an instruction. So imagine yourself now without fear. See yourself living the life you desire, not as a distant dream, but as something that already is. Feel the weight of money in your hands, the comfort, the tranquility of not having to worry. Imagine how you would behave if you already had everything you need. How would you speak? How would you walk? What decisions would you make? And notice, when you enter this state, the universe responds immediately. Because it does not wait for time to pass. It responds to the vibration of the now. This is Murphy's alchemy. He did not speak of blind faith, but of creative faith. The faith that changes the structure of reality because it changes the vibrational field that sustains it. And perhaps now you are beginning to understand what he meant by "the mind is the temple where God creates." Your subconscious is that temple. It is where the divine works, where the invisible takes form. You are not trying to convince the universe that you are rich. You are convincing your subconscious that you already are. And when it believes, the entire universe bows. From this day forward, every time you look in the mirror, stop looking for what is missing. Look deep and say, "I already am." And say it with your body, with your emotion, with your heart, because the subconscious does not understand words. It understands vibration. And if at any point you fall into doubt, anxiety, or the feeling that nothing is changing, remember, the roots grow long before the flower appears. The transformation happens in the invisible before it shows itself in the visible. What you are creating now in your vibration is already taking shape. Joseph Murphy didn't just want you to believe in miracles, he wanted you to become the miracle. And the miracle begins when you feel whole. When you stop begging for blessings and start acting as a co-creator. When you understand that there is nothing outside of you that needs to be conquered, only something inside of you that needs to be acknowledged. You are already what you seek. You always have been. Wealth, prosperity, love, harmony, all of it is already within, waiting for the command. And the command is the feeling. So when you finish this video, close your eyes and repeat calmly, I am abundance. I am the source. I'm the living manifestation of the power of my subconscious mind. Repeat it until you feel it, because when you feel it, the universe will react. And if you want to take the next step and learn how to deepen this creative state, how to turn this feeling into real results, remember, in the first pinned comment, there is content prepared especially for you. It will guide you to apply Joseph Murphy's teachings in a practical, natural, and transformative way. Click there and allow this energy to start working in you today. Now, before you go, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This is not just a symbolic gesture. It is an energetic act. Every time you do this, you reaffirm to the universe, I choose to expand, I choose to awaken, and the universe responds. It always responds, because the truth is simple and powerful. You never attract what you want, you attract what you are. So choose to be now what you wish to experience. Feel rich before you see the money. Feel loved before you receive the love. Feel free before you have the proof, because when you feel it, the universe will have no choice but to confirm it. That is the law that Joseph Murphy discovered, the law that changes destinies, the law that begins with a simple act, making your subconscious believe that you already are. And when that happens, you will look back and realize nothing was a coincidence. Everything was a creation, your creation.